I had a beautiful little camping spot. I was a happy little camper. I went to bed last night snug as a bug in a rug. Nothing could have been better. Until I woke up this morning and I saw the neighbors pulling out. And the neighbors, what do they say about coveting thy neighbor? Don't covet thy neighbor's goods. Well, my neighbor's goods was a beautiful parking spot, or camping spot, if you will. And I got to admit, when I pulled in last night, I was coveting it. I was coveting thy neighbor's camping spot. And if I do an about face, as they say in the military, this was my neighbor's camping spot. Right there. Looks good, doesn't it? Looks really beautiful. I mean, look at that camping spot. It's right on the water. There's a fire ring, and I thought, boy, I'm going to, not only covet my neighbor's parking spot, when they pulled out, I'm going to take my neighbor's parking spot. Well, do you see how that truck is kind of on a little bit of an angle? Can you see that? That truck, it's on a little bit of an angle. Well, I spent the better part of an hour moving into this camping spot, and not without a cost, mind you. I mean, if you look, you're going to see all types of tread marks, moving. And I thought I was pretty good with a trailer. I really thought that I was good with a trailer. I wanted to camp right here. This looked great. But you know what? If you were to put a level on that ground, it would look like this. Something like that. It would look something like that. So it was uneven. So I started putting things under my tire. Started putting things under my tire on the left side as we're facing it to see if I couldn't elevate the left side. And I just had no luck whatsoever. I've got a little level. And boy, so long story short, I couldn't get it into a nice spot right over here where I wanted it. So I thought, you know what? I'll back up. I'll try to navigate around the fire ring. I'll try to navigate around the fire ring and see if I can't find a nicer little spot. Well, I did. It took some practice. It took some work. But I nestled into this little camping spot right here in the trees. Now, I'm not like right on the water, mind you. I'm not on the water. But that's okay because I've got some shade, you see? So now I've got some shade. And for all intent and purpose, if I stand in front of my front door, I've got some water, okay? But you see what I did was I was trying to level this thing by sticking a rock underneath the tire, okay? I was trying to level it by sticking a rock underneath the tire, and I thought that I actually had it. I had it level. Everything was fine. I had it leveled. I got the tire balanced up on the rock, and I put the level inside, and all was good, right? Well, that was until I came to do the jack. And somewhere along the line, you can see that I damaged my tire. Look at this. You see? I damaged my tire, and that's not good. That's not good at all. Okay? So that's a problem in and by itself. And I don't know if I damaged that tire trying to get this, coveting my neighbor's camping spot or not. But I think that I've got a spare. You see, I've got a spare under there. So I will put that spare on before I drive any significant distance. So I've got a spare, but that's not the only cost, okay? The other cost came, I was in such a hurry coveting thy neighbor's goods that this little balancing arm, or whatever the hell you want to call it, to figure to use this jack. And you would think necessarily the case, because if you look back here, a hole in the ground, it looks like a divot. If you were a golfer, it actually looks like a divot. Well, what happened was I put the camper down, and I was going to use that 4x4. So the camper goes down, and as I'm lowering the jack and a hitch of the truck, guess what? It slides forward. It comes up truck, The whole thing slides forward. It slides off of the 4x4, creates the divot in the ground, and then messes up my truck. You see that? Completely messes up my truck. The whole, that whole little lip there slid right underneath there. You see? And damaged. So what's the moral of the story? The moral of the story is don't covet thy neighbor's camping ground, camping site. You know, don't covet thy neighbor's camping spot at all. Just be content with your own camping spot, okay? Just don't go around coveting thy neighbor's camping spot. Just be content. If you find a camping spot, you know, if you're lucky, if you're one of the lucky ones in life and you're able to find a good camping spot, just take it, okay? And be satisfied with your camping spot. Don't covet thy neighbor's camping spot, all right? Because it'll get you into trouble. It always does. Every time you covet thy neighbor's camping spot, it gets you into trouble. For that matter, don't even covet thy neighbor's camper, okay? Don't covet thy neighbor's camper. Don't covet thy neighbor's camping spot. And definitely neighbor's camper in thy neighbor's camping spot, okay? You don't want to do that, okay? So not the camping spot, not the camper, and not the wife, all right? Take good care.